Good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. It's Friday. FriYay. Hello, hello. Come on in. Let's have a beautiful day together.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't so come on, let's play. Forget the rush you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day. And come on, let's play.
Good morning, good morning. Hello, my Marietta. So good to see you this morning. Kathy Hand. Cheers. Bring your cup in and fill it up with love, with joy, with happiness. Rick Morrow, good morning. Annie Seven, hello. Jennifer Langren, good morning. Thank you for sharing, Kathy. Thank you for sharing, Deirdre. Good morning. Marietta says, let's start our day with a smile. Spirit magnifies incredible, loving energy. Let's go into our hearts and do that. Let's smile into our hearts. Let our heart know that we just want to love today. We just want to find that yay in FriYay. Kathy Han, you've got a FriYay. You're off for 4 days. All right, so let's do this. Touching your heart center, just go right into your heart and slow down your breathing. Let's do that beautiful connection of the heart and the brain. And focus on something warm. Smile at yourself. Say, I love you. Wrap your arms around yourself and just say, I matter. I matter. And today, let's just say, I am. That's a statement all by itself. I am. Continue with that connection in your heart and just continue to tell yourself, I am. It makes a difference when you smile. It makes a difference when you acknowledge that you're important, that you matter. And I want you all to know that you matter. And thank you. Thank you for coming in today. Thank you for choosing love today and choosing kindness. And thank you, Jennifer Langren. And Deirdre, I am a P for peace, answering Gaia's call for action. We really do have a call to action, don't we? And I think if we can just be still, like when we go into our heart and we do the heart brain, we can be still and listen to that small, still voice. We're going to hear what that call to action is. And the angels have really been nudging about that. They've really been talking about it a lot. What is your call to action? What are you being called to do? And how are you going to answer the call? How are you going to show up in the world for yourself and for others in the world? Good morning, Kathleen Caputo. I know how Kathleen shows up. You show up in a big way and put smiles on so many faces. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for sharing love and light. Kathy Hand, I'm grateful for those who have served our country. I'm grateful for freedom. I am worthy of a day of rest. I am kind-hearted and loving, and I am peace. Oh, you're welcome, Kathleen. And yes, Kathy, we are all worthy, aren't we? We are all worthy to have the very best experience possible while we're here in these human bodies on this human journey. And yes, this is the weekend holiday where we celebrate those who have served their country, our country, and any country, because we have people on here from all over the world. And I know in India, one of our family members there is in the military. So let's send out a shout out to Prachir Nayar, who is, I think he's in Goya, but he's getting ready to be sent somewhere else. So Prachir, if you're listening, we love you so much. Oh, Jennifer, I am peace. Yes, indeed. Well, I shuffled twice and 2 cards came out. So I'm just going to hold on to both of them and see what comes forth. But what's your FriYay? Let's do some talking before we get to Kuan Yin. What's your yay today? Yesterday we did what we were grateful for, and we all, anyone that wanted to, made a commitment to just do an act of kindness, to just show love to another, and to choose kindness as you go about your day, as you encounter other people, whether in person or online or over the phone. And speaking of the phone, I had a phone call from Blue in Vermont, and she said their internet is out and their phones are out. They can't even use their cell phones. So she called me from her house phone and sends her love to everyone. And she wanted to know if Julie Kiss was without power, because I guess that's kind of parallel to where she's at. So I haven't seen Julie yet, but definitely if she comes in, I'll find out for Blue and let her know. Yes, let's do send blessings to Prachir. And anyone who is serving in the military, or if you have family members who have served, let's just send a shout out to them. So just put that in the comments if there's someone that you want us to recognize, someone you want us to say thank you to. then put it in the comments and we certainly will recognize them. I don't know if they're having bad weather or not. She didn't say, Kathy. I didn't have time to talk to her because I was trying to get the show going, but she did leave me a voicemail and let me know what's going on. So, anybody have a yay? I know, Kathy, your yay. Your yay is not having to go to work today and having a beautiful day to do what you want to do. Just choose, right? Just choose whatever that looks like for you to just enjoy. Enjoy this day. And Kathy, you're under a tornado watch. Okay, I didn't know there was any weather stuff going on. Weather has been absolutely crazy all year. I mean, we're coming up on the end of May, and it has just been a different weather pattern for everyone everywhere. We're not seeing anything consistent with what it should look like this time of year, right? It's just here in Colorado, it's like a yo-yo. You know, we had 90 degrees, we had snow, and then we're back up to, I believe it was close to 90 yesterday. It's like head spin weather. Like what? You know, you can't even keep a consistent thing of clothes. You have to say, okay, I've got summer clothes, I got winter clothes. So whatever the day looks like, that's what I'm going to dress as. Joanne Castillo, your FriYay is P. Maybe it's peace. I don't know, but I'm so glad you're here, Joanne. Jennifer, FriYay. Do you have a FriYay, Jen? Is there something going on for you today that you can celebrate? Celebrate. Leo, oh my goodness, thank you for being here. We haven't seen you in a bit. I'm happy that you're here. And Joanne, you're driving. Okay. Well, safety first, my dear. All right, so I'll go ahead and read. I've got 2 Kuan Yin cards. I was hoping something was going to click. If somebody was having a yay or having something going on, and we could see who these cards are going to resonate with, but I'm just going to do them. And if they resonate with you, then share that, because for some reason, Kuan Yin wanted us to have both of these cards today. Kathy, you're getting a manicure today, and then probably get some laundry done and light chores so you can enjoy the weekend. Yay. Jen's off tomorrow, a regular day off, but yay anyway. That's right. That's right. And you're in Florida, so I don't know what the weather's doing there, but hopefully it's nice and you can get out. All right. So the first card that came out was Divine Connection. The inspired, intuitive messages you have been receiving, which are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self, are from your higher guidance. Beings of divine light are guiding you with messages of unconditional love. It is safe to trust in your growing divine connection and inner knowing. Doing so will bring you great joy. Now, I believe that Kuan Yin is speaking to the blog that was written last night and angel messages about how our sense of safety and security is really being shaken right now, isn't it? Everything that's going on in the world. And when we look at all the incidents of violence and trauma and tragedy, and it's a time when we're really having to question what we're to do, how we're to show up, what our responsibility is in the world. So I love this card for all of us. I love that we can say, okay, we're hearing the message, we're getting the memo. And what does that look like? What can I do? My sister is here. Good morning, Sheila. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Jennifer, the weather in Florida has been nice so far. Yay. That's a big yay. So anybody resonate with this Kuan Yin card of divine connection? When we do that heart brain in the morning, that's what we're doing. We're connecting in with our higher self. We're connecting in with who we truly are and hearing the messages and being guided. Andrea, good morning to you. Hello, hello. Oh, it's so good to see the ones that are on here this morning. So happy that you're here. And many of you that I am looking at your names, many of you are going to be at our spiritual retreat that we're holding in Vermont coming up in October. You know, it's not that far away. And especially the way time is absolutely flying by right now. So before you know it, we're all going to be gathered together in Vermont. Hopefully the weather will be nice. I'm thinking it will be. All right, so let's see what the other card is. Nobody's claiming that one of divine connection. I'm claiming it. I'm definitely claiming it for me because it's saying it is safe to trust. And that line just popped right out at me. That line, I know, is something we all need to hear right now. It's safe to trust. And it's going to take a minute, isn't it, for those who have been through the tragedies or were affected by them, you know, whether it's somebody going off the rail and, you know, creating a massacre or trauma, or maybe it's trauma of nature, like floods and fires and things like that. So it takes a minute after we experience something like that to really understand that, okay, we are safe. This was not an everyday occurrence. We can still find our way into our heart and find our way into safety. And Kathy says, I'm getting more messages pertaining to writing. Yesterday, a coworker was telling me she just got a new job as a scientific writer. I was like, gee, that sounds perfect. It does, doesn't it, Kathy? I can see you doing that. I can see you definitely writing, and I know that you've got that book inside of you. And I think we're all ready for that book to come out and for you to express a lot of what you have been writing about throughout the whole pandemic, the lockdowns, everything, all of the things that you have experienced during that time. Oksana, good morning. Oksana says, happy FriYay. My yay is Max graduated 4th grade with honor roll, and he got 3rd place in regional science contest. It's a big deal. I was so surprised to learn that yesterday. Well, you go, Maximus. I am so proud of you. Thank you, Oksana, for sharing with us. Kathleen Caputo says, absolutely. We all need to hear that, Teri. I coach a 10-year-old boy, and we had a talk about that yesterday. He seems confident that his school is keeping him safe, but he says all the other kids are still very scared. Yeah, it's not an easy time right now to allay any fears, especially for our children, not being able to understand this whole thing of what has happened, not just this week, but it's happened so much this year already. So the angels addressed that last night in their blog, and I'm hoping that you all are listening to those angel messages, because they're not just for me. I'm channeling them through but they're for all of us to hear. They are for all of us to understand how the angels are helping us, what they're here for. That's their job. And when we allow them to do their job, our lives can become a little bit easier because we can see what role they're playing in our lives. And Kathy, she said she would be taking scientific writing and translating it so that it would be understandable for the general public. That would be nice. I've tried to read some scientific stuff and it's not easy. I tried to read some of the medical journal articles, and that's not easy sometimes either. So I'm glad that somebody is doing something like that. And Deirdre says, when people have to rebuild a broken life, the memories after the fact, maybe years ahead, will remind those folks just how blessed they truly are. Things can be replaced, but people cannot. Yeah, that's the hard part, isn't it? It's what we're all looking at right now, having been shaken by so many taken so quickly and so needlessly and senselessly. All right, so let's see what this other Kuan Yin card has to say and see if this resonates with any of you. The threshold. At the threshold you stand. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, peace, and unconditional love. You are coming home to love. Well, I see now why Kuan Yin wanted both of those cards to be out for us this morning. When we come home to love, that's coming into our heart. That's knowing who we are, knowing what matters. And what matters is how much are we loving? How much are we being kind to each other? How much are we recognizing ourselves in each other? Are we able to go beyond just the human experience and see what's important, see what really matters? And when we can do that, we can lean back into the arms of spirit and say, yes, I matter. Yes, I'm important. And yes, I have faith, trust, and belief in my higher power. And I have this connection with my fellow peas, my fellow family, soul family that I'm here journeying with. And Kathy says, yes, that card means so much. It really does. I think the two go hand in hand. When our sense of security, our sense of safety has been shaken, what can we do but just turn to our higher power, turn to the one that we call Creator, that's called by many, many names, and that really doesn't have to be called by a name at all. We just honor and recognize that being that is just always there, always. And we can trust in that. We can believe that whatever is needed throughout this journey, that we can go to that place inside and we can ask for whatever it is we need, whether that's a sense of safety or if it's joy, whatever we are desiring, we're worthy of that. And I want you to hear those words this morning. I try to remind you all as much as possible when we're gathered together that you are worthy. You are deserving. Good morning, Linda Lemieux. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. You told me last night you were going to be here, and here you are. Thank you for showing up for you this morning. So I think I need to read those cards again. I think we need to hear this message in full. So I'm going to read the first one, the divine connection, and then go right into the second one because they complement each other with the message of what Kuan Yin's trying to say to us. It's a whole picture. And if we'd had just the one, well, that would have been good. We can resonate with that. But look at the big picture of what Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, is saying to us this morning. And Deirdre says, there it is. The new life is coming. Thank you, Kuan Yin. Divine connection. The inspired, intuitive messages you have been receiving, which are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self, are from your higher guidance. Beings of divine light are guiding you with messages of unconditional love. It is safe to trust in your growing divine connection and inner knowing. Doing so will bring you great joy. At the threshold you stand. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, of peace, and of unconditional love. You are coming home to love. Now, do you agree with me? Do these cards just have to be together? That's what I'm seeing. We have to have that entire message that when we are shaken, when things are not looking so good for us here on this planet, that we're really on the threshold of something big. And that's what I'm feeling. And that's the message that the angels are giving us as well. That we're to look beyond, we're to look at what's going on, any trauma, any tragedy, anything that's shaking us, we're to look at it as an opportunity. And yes, we grieve. We definitely have empathy and compassion for those who lost their lives, for those who lost loved ones, for those who are trying to wrap their brain around this insanity that has taken place, that has shook their world. But we as a collective can look at these tragedies, we can look at these experiences as an opportunity to change, to see change, to be change, to be that change we want to see in the world. And that's not my words, that's an old quote, but it was born out of a desire to see things turning around, to see us really acknowledging that we're not powerless. And that's what the second card has just told us. We're not powerless. We are passing through this karmic veil into an empowered life. So we can stay in victim mode. And what good does that do? All it does is us running around in circles, crying and screaming and pointing fingers. But if we stop pointing fingers, if we stop with the blame game, let's stop doing the blame game and let's take some responsibility for what we want our world to look like. And Deirdre says, of course, those cards go together. It's all coming together, and it is time. It's divine time. Nothing happens by accident. There's no coincidences. Everything is in divine plan and in divine time. And I know that it's kind of hard when we try to wrap our brains around loss of life as being in the divine plan. But when we look at the message and we look at the monumental message that things can't keep going the way they are, that there has to be a connection, and my connection to my computer was not plugged in, so my battery was dimming. And isn't that a metaphor even? If we're not plugged in to divine, then our light will dim. And our light will just stop shining because we're not connected into the source of it. Our divinity is where the source is, where we can connect in and know without a doubt, know for certainty that we're not these human bodies. This is the experience we're having. We are spirit, and we are here for each other. We came here for such a time as this. When we came here, we knew that we were going through some things. We didn't quite know what. Maybe we didn't have that foresight when we came into the world, or maybe we did, and we just haven't connected the dots yet. But we knew that when we came into this experience, it wasn't going to be all just gravy and biscuits. It wasn't all just going to be the pleasant stuff. That this is a life where we have to learn how to adapt and change. We have to learn our power. We have to remember our magnificence. And when we remember our magnificence, then we can see the bigger picture. We're not so focused in on the tornadoes that are happening, but we can see beyond them. We can see how when something traumatic happens, it shakes everything up. And that's looking beyond. That's looking beyond just the tragedy. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of the major media outlets, the news and the publications. And I'm not a big fan because mostly they tell us what they want us to hear. And then when there's something that happens, they grab onto that and they don't let go. They're like a bulldog. So they keep throwing it out there and they keep throwing it out there. And you can find yourself just so entrenched in what happened, the incident that happened, instead of going beyond what happened to the bigger picture of now what? Now what? What do I do with this? If you've ever experienced a personal tragedy, if you've ever had a trauma that has shaken you to the core, and that could be a major illness, it could be a loss, it could be something that has handicapped you, or it could be having someone in your family and perhaps even a child that's different, that doesn't fit the norm, that maybe is on the spectrum, kind of like an autistic child. The symbol is the symbol for autism, and to bring more autism awareness. So when something happens, whether it's something like that or a tragedy that strikes, it shakes us in this human experience, and it shakes us for a reason. It didn't just happen. It didn't happen to us. It happened for us. And when we can look at it that way, then we can ask the question, now what? Now what? So I think that's our challenge, and that's what Kuan Yin is telling us as well. Stop focusing on one thing. Stop being narrow-minded and have tunnel vision, and ask the important questions. Now what? What's next? What do we do? How do we, as a collective, living here through these experiences, what do we do? And what's my part in it? What's my responsibility? Oksana says our soul knows exactly why we are here. Our human part just has to step aside to remember. Every morning, I remind myself to be aware of my divine nature and live from that infinite source and light. I am God. I am one. I am love. I am light. I am that light that illuminates everything around me, including me. And that is enough. Absolutely. And Kathy, I saw you had a message. Yes, we have some together mentally, spiritually. Now we will connect in the physical realm at the retreat. Yes, we will. And Linda, like I told you last night, we are walking each other home. That other person needs to know we are there for them, reaching out to them as empaths and light workers. Yes. If you notice when tragedy strikes, that's when we come together. But can't we come together without tragedy? Can't we come together and just be in that energy of compassion, of love, of kindness, of honoring each other? I think we can. But I think in those moments when there's tragedy and trauma, then we know how to step up. We know how to hold each other and pray for each other. And, you know, some are looking at what's happened recently, very recently, with a couple of incidents. And when we say we're going to pray for those that are left behind, it doesn't sit well because they're like, we need more than prayer. And yeah, we do. We need more than prayer, but we definitely need prayer. And it is our prayer time. And I apologize. I was a little bit on my soapbox this morning. So if you have a prayer request, go ahead and put it in there. And let's get into a short meditative prayer, holding each other, holding our world right now in love and light. And Kathy says, not only that, but then they, the media, spread false news and cause panic and fear. Yeah, because that's what sells. Seriously, that is what sells. The drama, the tragedies, anything that shakes us. That's how they get our attention, is to bring us into the fear. And if we don't go there, and it's not easy, it's not an easy thing to stay away from the fear, because that's the first thing when we're shaken, we go into that energy of, oh, what if I'm not safe? What if my child's not safe? What if my loved ones are not safe? And so it does start shaking us, doesn't it? So that's one reason that I don't listen to the news, to mainstream news. And that's one reason why I don't buy into their agenda, because it's a fear-based agenda. It's all fear porn. Yes, it is, Deirdre. You're absolutely right. And yes. Isabel, good morning to you. All right, let's go into our hearts. Let's do that connection, because that's what we do. We're a family that prays together. We're a family that loves together. And we're a family that knows the score. We know what it's all about. We know that once we lift somebody up, that is heartfelt, that's something that comes through genuinely, because this is a divine connection. Our coming together every morning was inspired by divine. There were many angels at work to bring that together, to go over the world and tell everyone, hey, there's something going on here and you're a part of it. And thank you all for being a part of it. And Kathy says, Bob's last blood-related uncle passed away yesterday. He was Bob's dad's brother. Needless to say, we are concerned for Bob's dad, Bo Hand, and prayers, please. Bo is on our list that we lift up every day, Kathy, and we certainly will wrap big, beautiful arms of love around him and around you and your husband. And please do that. Please give Bob a hug from all of us. And Deirdre's asking for prayers today I've had back pain for the last couple of days. There's been a lot of people I've spoken with recently, Deirdre, that's the symptom that's showing up right now. And why is that? Why do you think that is? That there's so much back pain? Well, I have my own theories and my own teachings that the angels have done for me and through me. And one of the things is holding in emotion, holding in fear, especially holding in any anxiety, anything of low vibration. If we don't immediately deal with it and let it out, it's going to sit somewhere inside of us. And usually it sits right in that sacral chakra area. So it shows up as back pain. It might show up as stomach pain as well, because the sacral chakra runs across our bodies, around our bodies. And in that sacral area, the stomach can be affected. You might have upset stomach or ulcers or whatever might come forth from that. But you're going to have back pain as well if things aren't released, if the energy isn't released. So let's do that today. Let's do a release, just a short one, because, well, I'm going to go over time. So hopefully you're up for it. And let's go into a meditation where we can release some of that energy of fear, anxiety, anything that's stress related. Let's do that. Absolutely, Kathleen. People are having a lot of shoulder pain because we're carrying the weight of the world, right? I mean, when you look at this, physical pain can all be broken down to what's going on. What is going on? What are you holding on to? So let's go in and do a release. And let me just read out Santa, see if there's a prayer request in there. Back pain is like a stem of a flower, and you are pinching yourself from the source. Allow the source support in everything. You're always supported. There is no need to worry and be in lack. Thank you. Thank you, Oksana. Thank you, Kathleen. And thank you, Deirdre and Kathy Hand. And you're right, Kathy, the shoulder pain, because we were holding everyone else on our shoulders and our back. So let's take a breath in. Connect in to that beautiful you that's inside of you. Go beyond the physical. Whatever you're doing right now, if there's something distracting you right now, is that more important than doing something that's going to benefit you and others? And if it is, please take care of that. But if you can sit for just a moment in this energy, if you can give yourself fully to acknowledging that you matter, you, yes, that person that's sitting here, gathered together with this family of love, this family of peas that's so precious. Just be with us. Just be present. And by being present, you're loving yourself. You're honoring yourself. So if you would, just take a deep breath into your heart and say, I am loved. And then breathe that out and say, you are loved, to those that are gathered here. So breathe in love and breathe out love. Breathe in love and breathe out love. Now with your next breath in, let that love find wherever it is that you're hurting, wherever you're carrying an energy that's heavy, an energy that just needs to be released. It could be in your heart. It could be in a body part. And maybe you are one that's carrying the weight of the world or the weight of others around you. Maybe you are taking on other people's energy. You're taking on their perceived things that are going on as you look at them. Because if you see someone and you're not seeing perfection, then that's a judgment. So any judgments that you are holding, any criticisms you're holding, you're going to hold that in that shoulder area. So just ask yourself as you're breathing in love, where am I not showing unconditional love in the world? Where am I looking and seeing that there's something wrong? Where am I not seeing the perfection of the souls that are walking on this earth? And if you want to release that energy, if you want to release the judgments and the criticisms, it's a choice that you make. It's a choice to say, that's not mine to hold on to. That's not my energy. My energy is love. Only love and light is welcome into my energy field. If that's your choice, then say that. You can say it out loud. You can say it to yourself, but speak it to your heart and from your heart. Only love and light is welcome here. And then smile. Smile because you're making a choice. You're allowing source energy to flow through you. You're allowing yourself to go back to your magnificence, to remember who you truly are. You didn't come here to stress out. You didn't come here to be wrapped up in all the tornadoes, all the traumas of life. You came here to shine a light. You are a light worker. You're a way shower. You are that one that's showing up for those who are not seeing the light. You are a lighthouse. So breathe in again. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. And on your next breath that you take in, examine again. Where am I hurting? Where am I holding a pain energy? Where is it showing up in this human body? And maybe it is the stomach. I'm feeling some stomach issues going on. It's like a knot in the stomach. And that's fear. That's anxiety. That's not feeling safe, not feeling secure. So go to that place where you feel that. Go to that place that's speaking louder than love. Because fear and love will not reside together. Love will win every time. So if you're feeling that knot in your stomach, or you're feeling a pain in your back, or maybe down your legs, our root chakra is where we hold our sense of safety. So go there, wherever it is, whatever's hurting, whatever's showing up in a way that's unlike love, a way that's uncomfortable to you. Just breathe life right in there and say those words. Only love and light is welcome here. Only love and light is welcome into any part of my body that's hurting, any part of my body that feels shaken right now. I'm shining light and I'm bringing in the love. Now, when you breathe out this time, release it. Choose to let it go. Choose to say no, not today. Not today. I will not allow anything that's going to create an energy of pain inside of me. I choose to stay in love. I choose to be the very best I can be in this human body. I choose love. I choose kindness. I choose joy. I choose peace. And let's take another breath of love into our heart. Do one more scan. One more time, go from head to toe and just ask that important question. Where am I holding any energy other than love? Where am I holding on to fear or anxiety or anger? Where am I holding a judgment? Where am I criticizing others? Where is it showing up inside of me? Now let it go. We're going to do some breaths. Take a breath in, and we're going to do a hard release. Let that energy go out from you. You don't need it. You don't need to hold on to it. Breathe in again. Really let it go. Choose to let it go with love. This is your opportunity to release pain, to release hurt, to release just questioning. We can have questions. There's nothing wrong with that. But realizing we're not going to have all the answers to everything as we go through this life experience. So we're releasing the expectations. We're releasing the attachment to the outcome. Let's do that one. Breathe in. Let go of the expectations. Let go of the fact that somebody might not be living up to the way you think that the world should look, the way you think people should be, that people should act in the world. We're all here going through this human experience. So what I do may not be done the exact way you would have it be done. And that's okay, because it's not your experience, it's my experience. And when we can let go and just release, we come back to that place of peace. We find joy. We find release from all the pain, all of the hurt. We let that go. Now let's hold up all of our ones that are on our prayer request. That big long list that we have. Let's just send love to every one of them. Send love to all the places where there's been traumas. Send love to those who are grieving, those who are in sorrow, those who are just trying to make it through each moment. Let's lift up any one of you that's going through something heavy right now. Anyone who feels that energy of being alone, you are not alone. You're here on purpose. So breathe in that love and breathe out that love. And let's do what we do every day here in the morning. Let's send love to each other. Let's send love to our earth plane, our Mama Gaia. And let's hold each other in love. So right now, breathe in the love. And 3, 2, 1, send it to each other. Just send it out. as an energy that says, I love you, period. I love you. There's nothing attached to that love. It's all pure, it's all unconditional, and we give it away every day when we gather together. So receive, open your heart and receive that love. How was that? How was that release for you? Was anyone able to let go? Were you able to breathe love right into your heart, right into the place where you are hurting? Continue to do this throughout the day. Continue to do the release. It's simple. It really is making a choice. You choose. You choose if you're going to hold on to anger, to fear, to judgment and criticism, or are you choosing to take a breath in of love and releasing whatever it is? You can do it throughout your day. Just breathe it in and release it out and let it go with love. Right now, we are going to go into having a cuppa full of joy, because that's what we just did. We just filled our cup up. So drink from that cup and enjoy it.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready, because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on. Come on, let's play, it's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. One on the peaceful peace, on our mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead, wherever we may be. We create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cuppa full of joy. Give me a
Cuppa full of joy. And Bluey, if you're watching this later after you shower and comes back on, we love you.
Cuppa full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the choice is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today's a new day, we all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can slide with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cuppa full of joy. Give me a cuppa full of. Give me a cuppa full of joy. Give me a cuppa full of. Give me a cuppa full of joy. Give me a cuppa full of. Give me a cuppa full of joy. Give me a cuppa full of. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa Fulla Joy, with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cuppa full of joy. Cuppa full of joy. give me Cuppa joy. Give me joy, Cuppa Fulla Joy. Give me Cuppa joy, give me Cuppa joy. Give me joy, give me Cuppa joy. Give me Cuppa joy.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Peas. I love you all so much. Stay in your heart. Stay blessed. We have a beautiful, beautiful FriYay. Go find something fun that you can celebrate today. I love you so much.